we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna do the LPMAMA script. Sharon did her homework, did a phenomenal job on doing it. But putting it on paper is one thing, practicing it on a consistent basis is another. So I appreciate you coming here, Sharon, to do the LPMAMA script. I'm gonna be the client, you're going to be the agent. And there's a few things that you're designed to get, right? Oh,
Okay.
you're definitely in trouble now, Mikey's here. You got location, price, agent,
Uh-huh.
mortgage, appointment, right? So I want to make sure you go through those things, and I'm not going to be easy on you. So I know you get flustered super quick. I'm going to get you flustered, just so you know. So be prepared.
And I'm driving. Okay, fine.
Just look at the car in front of you, hit the brake if they get close to you. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. Hey, is this Chris?
Who's this?
This is Sharon Lopez with E3 Realty, and I was calling because I saw that you were looking at homes over in the Contra Costa County area, and I just wanted to see how your home buying process has been going so far for you.
Like, that was over a year ago.
Really? Or is becoming a homeowner a goal of yours, or has been a goal of yours?
Sure.
You were looking online, right?
Yeah, at some point, yeah.
Okay. Chris, I usually just go through it like that. I'm like, okay, so were you looking on Zillow or Redfin, kind of just browsing at houses previously before? No, that's what I say, and then they say, okay, okay,
Here's what you have to understand.
and then they go, yeah, I was,
I wasn't on Redfin. I wasn't on Zillow. You know the lead source, right? Where's the lead source coming from?
Maybe someone took your information and put it into the system. That's usually what I say. They're like, yeah, maybe that's what happened.
Okay, let's start over. I'm going to be tough on you, right? We know you can get
Okay,
to the
fine.
opening. We know you can get to the opening, but I would need you to practice the questions to
Okay.
keep the conversation moving forward. Okay. Getting the information
Okay.
that you want, but practice.
What's a better opening?
I don't think you did too. Let's do it again. I don't think you did a terrible job at all there. I think I threw you for a loop and you went right into your opening. I think it's just coming down to asking the right questions right away, right? You're thinking and then you're talking, and you could tell, right? I want
Okay.
you to be ready to go. Like, how was your home shopping experience? Oh, you didn't see any homes. Okay. What was the reason why you weren't able to see any homes? Like, dive right into it, right? Yeah, I like the fact that you brought up has been a homeowner, been a dream of yours for a while. Great, right? That's just an open-ended question asking about real estate, right? Dive into what caught your interest in the past. Why were you looking at homes? Are you currently?
What do they say? I wasn't looking at homes.
Well, listen, you can't sell something to somebody they don't want, right? The reality of it is, then you move on to another person. If they were never looking at homes and they don't want to buy a home, I would say when they go, well, I wasn't looking at homes. Oh, I totally do apologize. Somebody must put your information in the system. That being said, I mean, are you currently renting a home, or you own your current home? Oh, I rent.
Okay.
Oh, okay, no worries. Have you ever thought about home ownership? Yeah, I've thought about home ownership. Oh, okay, cool. Has anybody ever told you about all the amazing first-time buyer programs that are out there? I've heard of them, but I don't really know much about them. Yeah, no worries. Most people don't know about it until they're ready to buy. But there's so many great opportunities out there for first-time buyers. Let me ask you, is there a particular city that you would ever be interested in buying in? Oh, yeah, city Antioch. Oh, okay, cool. Do you currently live in Antioch? Yeah, I live in Antioch currently. Oh, okay. So you just kind of want to stay right where you live? Do you work in that area as well? No.
That's a good one.
Right, you just keep moving the conversation going with open-ended questions without being pressure, right? Like, that is the goal,
Okay.
right? And
Okay.
you just gotta keep moving things forward to give them like my whole goal when somebody's on the phone with me and they're like that is just to get them to start saying yes. Start
Okay.
with questions that give them the options. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ring ring.
Hello?
Hey, this is Chris.
Who's this?
This is Sharon Lopez with E3 Realty, and I was calling because I saw that you're looking at homes over in the Contra Costa County area, and I just wanted to see how your home buying process has been going so far for you.
I haven't looked at homes in over a year.
Really? How come you stopped looking at homes?
The market was crazy, honestly. I think the market was just crazy, and I wasn't ready to give my firstborn and my blood sample to get a home.
No, yeah, the market was definitely crazy. Are you talking about last year specifically, or back when the pandemic was going on?
I mean, last year when I was looking at homes during that time,
Okay. Wait, what'd you say? The phone cut out
I said last year when I was looking at homes, it was crazy.
last year. Last year. And what did you feel was most crazy about the market last year?
I think the reality of it just felt like I was competing with a bunch of people. I needed to have a bunch of cash to get my offer accepted. And they didn't want me to have any sort of inspection periods or anything. And I don't,
Hmm.
first time buyer, I don't feel comfortable with that.
Have you gotten a chance to see what the market's like in today's current market and how different it's been since then?
Nope, nope, nope. You're the first person I've talked to in probably over a year with real estate.
So you wanted to buy a home last year, and because the market was super crazy last year, you decided to stop. If the market conditions were something that you'd be able to like figure out, like, okay, um, this would be a market that I'd like to dive back into. Would that be something that you'd be open to and wanting to buy a home today?
Today, probably not, because today is Wednesday. It'd be very tough for me to buy a house same day. But maybe in general, if it makes sense, I know rates have gone up a lot, so that would scare me a little bit payment wise. But I guess if there was a house that fit my criteria with the payment correctly, I don't see why I wouldn't.
I mean, because I know how you mentioned that the market was super crazy last year and interest rates were actually lower back then. Interest rates did rise a little bit more this year, but that's just because the market is leveling out in comparison to what it's been the last couple of years. So in terms of like having like a crazy market where people are over asking or overbidding on homes, we're not seeing that as much because the market's leveling out a little bit more, but it makes it easier for buyers to get their offer accepted in today's market. So the market today is much different than it was last year. So it's always good to kind of get an update on what's going on currently.
Okay.
Was I rambling? Sorry.
What's going on?
Okay, so um what's going on? I just said what's going on. Dang it.
I'm not too sure I know what's going on in the market.
Okay.
On
Right
this side,
now.
yeah, I mean, let me give you a couple critiques real quick. I mean, overall, you kept the conversation moving forward. I
Yeah.
gave you a hell of a word to go off of, and you
Mm-hmm.
really bypassed it. I said, if I can find a home that fits my criteria and it
Ah,
made sense, I might do it. And you went right over the criteria.
I
I
did.
gave you a loaded word to just basically run with and
Like,
ask
what are
you,
you looking for?
yes, yes. And you dove into the market. So overall, I think you kept the conversation moving forward, but I want you to slow down, listen,
Okay.
and when I give you stuff to go off of, you gotta move quickly to that. You hear
Okay.
sometimes about if I could find the perfect home, I would do it. Okay, Chris, what would you consider a perfect home? Right?
Okay.
You're moving through the process to get to an appointment, and instead of slowing down and listening, to book the appointment,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Right,
Very
Mike, anything
true.
else you want to add?
Helps if I unmute. Yeah, no, that was really good feedback. Because Sharon, like the first time I could tell you were getting stuck and flustered trying to think about what to say. And then the second
Yeah.
attempt, you were just flowing with the conversation, having a conversation, which is good. And yeah, like listen for the opportunities to help people solve problems or achieve what they want. So like he said, when he gave the softball pitch of, you know, if I had something that fit my criteria and I, and I like the payment, I would do it. It's like, great, awesome. What is that criteria like for you? Like what home would suit your needs?
Mm,
What would a
mhm.
home that suits your needs look like? Because then you're getting into the dream
Yeah.
of home ownership. You're getting them to start visualizing that home for themselves, which then starts opening them up to have more conversation. It's not going to be a quick close. This is especially with the stale leads and people that gave up because they got disheartened.
Mhm.
It's really good to just softly open back up to the prospect of maybe looking into this and entertaining what it looks like and helping them understand what the current landscape is like to see if now's a great time, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's still time to just plan for the future. But at some point, it sounds like you want to become a homeowner and enjoy the valuable benefits of making a payment that you can count on staying the same instead of going up like rent. You can own your own home and eventually have it paid off. And the more you make payments, you're actually gaining equity, which is gaining money that you can take out of your home at some point in the future. It's kind of like a forced savings plan and investment strategy that's amazing. In fact, a lot of homeowners are substantially more wealthy than others just from owning their home. For instance, I was
Yeah.
talking to a client yesterday who just bought their home 5 years ago, and their home is now worth $300,000 more than they paid for it 5 years ago.
Mhm.
How would you like to benefit from something like that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it's just more about finding out what's important to them and feeding them information that might entice them to want to learn more. Not to close them, but just to want to learn more.
Yeah, you got to be like an explorer. Think of you being
Yeah.
a doctor, right? Like that's the best way of looking at it. Like when you're talking to someone on the phone, just they give you a little bit, you ask more questions that are going to keep their guard down, right? You don't go in and ask questions that are going to put their guard up, right? If you got their guard down and you get somebody to start talking and they go, well, yeah, depending on my kids or this or that, I go, oh, kids, oh, what age? I'm going into schmooze mode.
Yep.
Right?
Mhm.
I'm going into fuck. Who cares about real estate? Oh, you have kids? How old? Oh, awesome. What grade are they in? Any sports? Da, 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 da. Right? Oh, and anybody, any dogs, any pets? Oh, I got 2 dogs, 2 pets. I'm schmoozing for 5 minutes about nothing real estate. Oh, I'm super sorry. I know I just spent so much time, but I always like to get to know, my clients and friends and family, just to learn a little bit more. So I got a lot of great information about, your kids, your dogs, this, but now tell me, what does this perfect home look like to you? What is this home that you would say you want to call home for your kids look like? And then you bring the kids back in. Oh yeah. Both my kids want their own room. They want to paint their own walls. I need a backyard for my dog. Oh, awesome. No, I love it. This is why I love real estate. This is why I love helping people, is I get to really figure out what your goals are and really help guide you. So tell me, I mean, I got the kids, I got the yard. I know each kid wants a bedroom. You want a 3-bedroom minimum in Antioch. But what about you? We've talked about what the kids want, what the dog wants, but what do you want?
Mm.
Right? And all I'm doing is exploring, just exploring. And I'm just I want them to visualize them owning this home.
Yeah.
Right? And they might be like, oh man, it sounds so amazing. I now have a goal I did not even know I was going to have this morning. Right?
Yeah.
Yes, we have a goal together, and good news. There's speed bumps along the way. Don't worry. When I call you, it's not to say, are you ready to buy? It's just to check and see how you're doing, because listen, life happens. Give you a perfect example of life happens. I just crashed my trailer and it's going to cost the insurance company $15,000. I was supposed to go camping. Guess what? I hit a roadblock speed bump. We all do it. Right?
No, that was a roof, Chris. You hit the roof.
Okay, you got jokes, but you let people know it's normal and it's okay, right? Like it's okay to be that way, because all I'm asking them when I call them is to be transparent with me, right?
Mhm.
So just be the explorer, right? figure out who they are, figure out what they like, figure out if they have any hobbies, and just start figuring out how you can paint a picture of how home ownership is going to benefit them. Like that is the goal, right?
Okay.
The more and more you go with that mindset of how this is going to benefit them, and they feel you're asking, questions that are about them and not about you making a sale or booking an appointment, the more they're going to open up and tell you things that you want to know.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You get on the phone, and normally it's always about booking the appointment. I don't want you thinking about that. I want to hear today, when I'm in that room with you, you getting to know people. That's all I want to hear.
Go down those rabbit holes. Seriously. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible feedback that they're giving you, and you did a lot of good things. You started that conversation well. You managed your way through some of the objections. You got naturally curious. And then there was something that happened there where, just like Chris said, you wanted to go through that close, right? You went into, I'm booking the appointment.
Yeah.
Resist the urge to do that, because that's what they expect. And the second you break away from natural flowing conversations where you're naturally curious, you're asking questions, they're giving you answers, you're digging in deeper. The second you break away from that and you go for that close, they're lost, right? And you're going to have
Yeah.
to do a lot of work to come back. So stay curious, stay in the conversation, go down those rabbit holes, and there's going to be opportunities to close, but you just have to pick the right spot.
Okay. That's a good point.
100%. 100%. All right. So let's go real quickly. We got about 5 minutes, and I got calls, and then we have an agent coming in here. But I want you to run one more time, and I want you just to explore. That's it. Okay.
Okay.
Just explore. All right. Ready?
Mm-hmm. Hey, Chris. Hey, okay, so I saw that you're looking at homes over in the Contra Costa County area, and I
Start
saw.
over. Hey, Chris, we didn't even do a phone ringing. Hold on.
Oh, ring ring.
Hello?
Hey, is this Chris?
Who's this?
This is Sharon Lopez with Ether Realty, and I was just calling because I saw that you're looking at homes over in the Contra Costa County area, and I want to see how your home buying process has been going so far.
That was over a year ago.
Oh, okay. Have you thought about buying a home since then?
Not really, to be honest. I mean,
What made you want to buy a home in the first place, or even start looking?
you know what? To be honest, I think I got kids, and I go over to their friend's house. They have pools. Kids want a pool.
That's so nice. How many kids do you have?
2 kids. I have a 10-year-old daughter named Alex, who's going on 34, and I have a 6-year-old son going on 2.
Oh, that's awesome. My nephew's 10 years old, so that's a great age, and I can totally understand them wanting a pool, because it gets super hot in the summer. Are you currently living out in the Antioch areas?
Yeah, I currently live in Antioch right now.
Yeah, it gets super hot out here, so having a pool is something like it's a necessity. So I completely understand that. So you wanted to buy a home last year. You stopped. What made you want to stop looking for a home?
Rates climbed super fast, and it just didn't feel like a very stable market to buy in.
What made you feel that that it wasn't a stable market to buy in?
Because the last time something crazy happened like that, the market crashed, and so I didn't want to buy a house and lose money.
Oh, okay. No, that's a very common thought that home buyers have, especially first-time home buyer. Would you be a first-time home buyer?
Yeah, I'll be a first-time home buyer.
Okay, that's actually a very common thought that first-time home buyers have, and thinking that the market's going to crash. But I can tell you right now that the data that we're currently seeing, there is no sign of a crash. And what happened back in 2008, they have much stricter guidelines now, so that something like that would not happen. Oh no, oh shoot, I'm going down the rabbit hole now.
You're thinking again.
Dang it. Okay.
So here's what I want you to do, okay? Remember, we talked about it. You put a great document together with all of your stuff.
Uh-huh.
I want you to role play the 15 to 20 questions you have on here
Okay.
like clockwork. I want you to get those things like in the back of your head, like it's just here. Okay. You remember
Okay.
location, price, agent, motivation, mortgage, appointment. I want you to
Okay.
just have 15, 20 questions there, locked and loaded for you that are open-ended questions. And I want you to practice. Okay. And then I want you to always remember when they give you an opportunity to schmooze. I talked about my kids, dive deeper. Okay.
Okay.
Do not stop. Like you stopped because you were worried about, oh shit, I got to move on. Stop. I would
Okay.
go deeper. 10-year-old kid, 6-year-old kid. I have a 10-year-old nephew. Do your kids play any sports? I'm fully aware that, what schools they go to, right? Like, what are their hobbies? I have a 10-year-old nephew who does jujitsu or karate.
Hmm.
Like, stop trying to move forward. Like, you have to just
Okay.
stop. I want you to dive. I want you to know all about my kids, all about them.
Well, and here's the
Okay.
thing too, like you ask questions about that stuff, you're going to get answers to other questions that you haven't even asked,
Correct.
right? You start talking about the kids. Oh, where do they go to school? Or what do they like to do? Oh, they play baseball. What league are they in? Oh, they're in East County. Cool. Now you know location. Got you, right?
Mhm.
Like you could start to figure out things and put pieces together to frame the rest of the conversation to keep the fuel there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I want you to dive deep I want you to stop worrying about the next question outside of, we call them in sleep training when we said, we call them follow-up probing questions. I'll give you an example, just same thing, just different industry, same exact thing.
Mhm.
Hey, Sharon, do you have any
Hey.
back pain?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Do you sleep on your side?
Yeah.
Okay. Terrible. I'd have salespeople do that and I would go yell at them. Like, what are you doing? You have back pain. So let's do that again. I'll show you what the follow-up question sounds like. Hey, Sharon, do you have any back pain?
Yeah.
Is it lower back, upper back?
Upper back.
Upper back. Okay. Do you sit in a chair for work?
Yeah.
Okay. Very common as you're probably slouching over for your back at work. So you imagine you're at a computer 8 hours a day in a desk?
Yeah.
Super common. Okay. So now let me ask you, when you get up and walk around, does that back pain start to go away? Or is it a 24/7 feeling that you're having?
Goes away.
Goes away. Okay, so that basically tells me that it's upper back and it sounds like it's muscle related because you have tightness because you're leaning over without the proper support while you're sitting in a chair all day. And then it loosens back up basically when you're starting to walk around. So posture's going to be super, super important. One of the best things we can do when you're laying down, especially if you have upper back pain, is to increase your upper back and make sure that you have a great airway here and tons of support. Now, question for you, do you sleep on your side, back, or stomach when you sleep at night?
Stomach.
Stomach. Okay. So now let me ask you another question. So you have 8 hours on your stomach. How hard is your bed? How soft is your bed?
Medium.
Medium. Okay. Do you ever wake up in the morning with pains at all?
Yeah.
Okay. Where does those pains when you wake up in the morning?
Upper back.
Upper back. Okay. So sounds like that what's basically happening is 16 hours a day, 8 hours in a chair and 8 hours of sleeping. You're not getting the proper support in your back. We've kind of come to an agreement there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So there's a few things that we're going to need to do. Couple questions that I would always recommend if you can. I know I sit at a desk all day. I'm fully aware. Is there any way for you at work to do a standing desk? Are you able to stand up and be able to work throughout the day at all, or is that not an option?
That's an option.
That is or isn't?
Is.
That is an option. Okay. So I recommend at work doing that a couple hours a day to help loosen up your muscles, right? Give it every about hour, 15 minutes, hour, 15 minutes, hour, 15 minutes. That at least allows you to keep those muscles while you're working to stop cramping up for you. Okay. Now,
Mhm.
if you love sleeping on your stomach, I will tell you, as you're probably aware of, it's the worst position to sleep in. If there's a possibility to move you to your back, would you be open to that if it will get rid of your back pain?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is help you out with that by giving you the proper support with the pillow, the proper support underneath for your support system, and then giving you enough cushion to give you any sort of pressure on your body. So that way your body can relax while you sleep and get REM sleep. How does that sound?
Good.
Okay. You see how I just spent 5 minutes on your back pain? Maybe
Yeah.
7 minutes. I didn't go over anything else. I didn't ask you if you had any allergies. I didn't ask you, do you sleep with side support? Do you and your spouse move around all night, wake each other up? I didn't ask any other questions. I focused on your back pain. That's all I focused on. I want you to do the exact same thing when somebody talks about their kids or somebody talks about real estate. I want you to dive deep. Follow-up questions, dive deep, 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 deep. Because all that does is tell me you're listening. All that tells me is you're caring. All it tells me
Okay.
is this is something you enjoy doing, you're passionate about. Okay.
Mhm.
So do not worry about going to the next question. If there's something that I want to see you do, is I want you to be able to give me a book report to every lead you talk to.
Okay.
Okay. Think of it that way. Oh man, I gotta get Chris a book report, man. I better know their kids' names, their dad's names, or their dogs' names, their cats' names. I better know where they live, where they work. I better know all about them. Because I gotta give Chris a book report. You go with
Okay.
that mindset, Sharon, I guarantee you your business is gonna blossom in another way.
Okay.
Okay, so I just brought that into another industry that I know you know, because Tim does that for a living, right? So you can see
Yeah.
how you could do that in any product. It doesn't matter what the product is. It's the follow-up questions. It's taking the time. It's diving deep. It's understanding what you're looking to do. You're fixing a solution to a problem, right? That is our job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. That's good.
All right,
Thank you.
Michael, Ryan, anything you guys want to add before we hop off?
No, that was good,
No.
man.
Really good.
Okay, I'm gonna hop off. Let's go ahead and make some calls.